Hey everybody, it's Brenda. How are you all doing today? Pretty cloudy here and gonna get some rain, but that's okay. If it takes away the snow, I'm fine with that. So, coming on today to find out, do you guys ever like to make inserts for your for the middle of your journals? I've been doing this for quite a while, making inserts. I really enjoy having inserts. And so I made this one, and what you do with these is have the middle like this of your journal, and you would sew it right now. This one's a little big for this journal, but just to give you an idea, you would sew it right into your journal, and this would be the middle of your journal where you would have some extra pocket space and journaling space, however you want to do it. And it folds up and goes right along with your journal. My flower got a little wilted there. So I made this one, and I was going to show you how to make one like this. This paper that I used was Collage type, and it is called China Blue. Very pretty paper. Got a little pocket here, got a couple of big pockets here. I haven't really done anything on this side. I haven't embellished it at all, really. So I'm going to show you how to make the base, and then you can go ahead and embellish it however you feel that you would like to. So I also put a little seam binding underneath the front and back cover, so when it's inside your journal, you can tie it with the seam binding to hold it together. So this journal that this insert that I made here is 8.5 by 8.5 by 5.5. So normally I would say most journals are like 9 by 6. So I usually make my inserts about 8.5 by 5.5. So let's get started. This is a file folder, in case you hadn't recognized it. Let me put this aside. So you need a scoring board, you need your scoring tool, okay? And I like to use any old file folder that has the tab on the left-hand side, okay? So we are going to lay the tab on the left-hand side right against the edge of your scoreboard, like so. This is the open end. That's the tab on the left. And we are going to score at 8.5. And I've been leaving mine doubled like this. And I go to my 8.5 and firmly and slowly score down once, and then I repeat again, and it usually makes it so I can fold the whole thing. So now that you have this is your 8.5 score line. You want to rotate it once so that your tab is now facing to the right. And at this point, we are going to score at 5 and 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the mark right after the half mark. So right at the 5/8 mark, we are going all the way down. Press as hard as you can without really cutting through or anything, depending on your scoring tool. I have gone down twice, and that is all we need to do for the scoring. So I'm going to take care of my board and my scoring tool. So now what we're going to do is fold along the lines. So I am taking this and folding the bottom up. Try to fold on the lines. Shouldn't have put away my, I'll use this one. Okay, you want to burnish those right down, right along your score line. Okay. And then open that up, and we have our sides that we are going to fold in. Now, if you didn't if you didn't like doing it that way, that you went through all the way for your folding, you can also, you could have, you know, turn your folder over and do the back side. I find it folds just fine for me, but you know, it probably depends on the thickness of the folder and the kind of tool, scoring tool that you use. Okay, so we have what looks like this. Okay, now you have a little square on each end. Okay, we are going to cut out those squares, and we are going to cut on the outside edge of the score line. So right beside the score line, but on the outside edge, try to cut as straight as you can, which is very much my downfall. I'm just going to try to straighten this out. Okay, and the same thing on the other side. You want to cut right alongside the outside of your score line. One corner, and I always save these. You can always use them for pockets or tuck spots or whatever you wish, but I always save them. I am going on the outside of this score line on the opposite corner. And this score line on the outside right to there. Okay. Now what you want to do next is fold this up and make sure that this folds down without it being tampered by your pockets that fold up. I think that's going to be okay, but if you do have a problem, all you need to do is trim just a little bit more on your where you trimmed on your line. Just trim it just a smid bit more, and it should fold just right for you. And then we end up with this. So the next thing that I would do is to distress. And voila, I am all distressed. So that would be the next thing to do. And I distressed all the way around and all the, you know, score marks and everything. And after I distressed it, I rounded my corners of the pockets. I rounded just those two corners right there. So now what we need to do is choose our papers on how we want to decorate. Usually what I do is try to stay kind of neutral. I'm not doing that today. I have picked out a journal boat digital, and I'm going to try to work with this and see what it would look like. So that's what I'm using today. Not very neutral, very pretty sunflowers and everything. So this is Timeless Sunflower by the Journal Boat. And I did think maybe I thought of putting this on the back. And to do that, what we need to do is figure out where we want to cut, okay? So I want to get rid of some of my stuff over here. Okay. So what I want to do, I've got the paper almost down to the bottom of the page, okay? And I'm going to bring my pocket up, and then with a pencil, I am going to mark about, bring this over just a little bit, and I'm going to mark about where I want to cut. You want to cut so you have a smidgen of your paper underneath your pocket so it doesn't show where the ending is. So I am going to cut about, I think right there. So I marked it right there. I'm going to get my trimmer and cut that right across the whole page on that mark. Try to get it somewhat straight. On the mark. Okay. So this is what we end up with. We cut clean across. Then I am going to fold this in half. This is the larger piece. I'm folding it in half. And on that fold, I am going to cut right down the fold mark. Making sure that my cutter is lined up with that fold mark. So now I've ended up with this, okay? And with the little piece, I am doing the same thing. I am going to fold it right in half. And I am going to cut right on that fold mark. Now you have ended up with 4 pieces. I want to distress these real quick. And I hope I remember how to put the puzzle back together. Because that's basically what you have made, is a little puzzle, and now we want it to go back together. Now, let me glue down the back side, and then we will deal with the pockets. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so I think this is how it goes. So I am going to glue these and put these down and make sure that you have them underneath your pocket. So let's do this side. I'm using Eileen's tacky glue. And I'm just going to glue along, get it all goobered. I haven't ordered my art glitter glue, and of course you know they don't do it in the winter time if it's too cold. So I have been using Eileen's tacky glue, which is fine, and it does give you a little more maneuver time. So I am going to put this as close to the middle of this area as I can, and also to make sure that it is underneath my pocket. One piece of the puzzle. Same with this side. Gluing. Hope you guys are all set for a good weekend. Nice crafty stay-at-home weekend, I hope. If that is what you wish. Okay, so this we're going to do the same thing. We are going to, excuse me if my noggin's in the way. I'm going to try to line this up as best I can with the one on the other side. I try to make the ends line up as I do this. Okay. Both go underneath. Now for, let's see, was it this over here? And this is upside down, so it goes this way. Okay, all you have to do is make sure your puzzle goes together correctly. Okay, so we've got this and this. This corner here, I am going to round because my pocket is round on that corner. That goes there. And this corner gets rounded on this side. Okay, so let's glue this one down. And what I do when I glue to lay down is, you'll see about where the puzzle piece, let's see, make sure I've got that the right way. And that should go right. I'm trying to put it in the middle, but also line it up with the other paper. So that goes there. And this one should go right there. I think I'm getting low on my Eileen's glue also. I have got to start ordering way before I get so low on the product. Okay, so I'm going to line this up as best I can with this one. Okay, the back side and the pockets are done. So now we can glue these down. So I am going right along here. Can't drive straight at all today. Right along here. And right along here. Now you do have the option also, if you wanted to cut this down, and you could round both corners, but have it cut down here so it comes up and not go into the fold line. And then both your corners can be rounded, if you know what I mean. Okay, so you have your two little pockets there. Okay, so now we need to figure out what we want on the sides. So I kind of would want something, something like this, because I really don't want any flowers or anything on the sides, but I think these would look pretty neat. One on this side and one on this side. So what I'm going to do first with this paper is just cut it right in half. So 5.5 should be about in half. And that way I want this over here. And I'll probably cut that down more. And I want this one. And what I want is this part to show. So let's see, I'll cut it down so it's about, I don't want to, I'm going to cut it down about right here. I'm lining it up with the fold right here. And I'm going to cut that piece off where sorry, I'm off camera, but I just want to cut real quick. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn this around, and I want it like this and a little bit away from the fold line, and I need to cut just a little bit off the top or the bottom because this is a little longer. So I'm just going to cut a smidgen off the top and see how that lines up. Much better. Okay, so now I am going to line this up with the fold line, and holding it, I'm going to fold it over, and then we are going to trace or follow the line right along there. So what we have done is copied where we need to cut for this side. And what we do when we cut is I cut on this side of the line, and I'll probably have to, I may have to trim more, but I always start off on this side of the line and just follow as best you can with the line that you drew. Sometimes it might not come out as you plan, but that's why we call it junk journals. Okay? So I have this right here, and you can see that it's still kind of comes up here on this side too much. So I am just going to take the long side and just trim a smidgen right off. Instead of messing with the cut side again, I'm just going to smidgen the long side. And that makes that a lot nicer. So I'm going to distress, finish your thoughts. Going to distress this before we lay it down. Okay, my inker, my ink pad is very, very used, so I have got to get some more of those. Just using up everything and not replacing. Now, another thing that you can do, I'm not doing it this time, but you could, if you wanted to back this piece of digital, you could back it first, and then you could glue there, there, and there, and have this as a pocket also. I am not doing it this time, but I have done it before. So you want to line up as best you can. And that is down on that side. I like that. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could make that a pocket right underneath there. So on the other side, we are doing the same thing. Let's see, it goes like this. And this side, we don't have to mess like we did before. We can just put this down, because I think this will fit okay. Line it up, hold on to it, fold it over, and then we are going to draw right along where we need to cut. And same thing, we are going to go beneath the line, but follow it as much as possible. And we will probably end up having to trim it like we did the other one, but that's okay. Alrighty, we have this left over. And let's see how it fits. Just a smidgen. Again, I'm going to cut on the long side, just a smidgen. That's all I cut the last time. So I'm going to do that again. See how it fits. Much better. Distress. I like to make these, like I said, I like to make them kind of neutral and have them made ahead of time. And then when you make your journal and you want to insert something like this, it's all ready to go. And if it's in a neutral color, you just add some of the coloring that you get. Let's see, I want to make sure this is, you just add some of the coloring from the kit to your insert, and it goes right along with what you're doing. And have always liked using little inserts in my journals. I like them. Okay, so we are going to turn this around. We are going to line it up with the previous. Make sure you don't go near the fold, and put it down. So there you have the inside of our insert. That goes like that, and we have this side to work on. Let's figure out what we're going to do on the front. That's always nice to do. I know I want to, I think I'm going to just cut this right in half, like so. And I might even cut it right in half again. We'll see. We'll see in a minute. What do we want for our cover is the question. So make sure that everything is the way it should be. And choose, I kind of like this, but I don't know if it will fit the right way. That would be somewhat like this, and then maybe just the end will show. It'll go right down like that, and I'll have the little birdie and the sunflower. So we have that as an option. And we have this as an option. Or we have this, but I didn't know if I would like this one. Thought I had another one. So that would be about like that. You know, that doesn't look bad actually. Let's see, decisions. I kind of like that. And then we would have to use this part for the back. Let's try it. I kind of like it probably because of the butterflies. I know I'll have to work on it and dress it up some, but I kind of like the clock and the butterflies with the flowers. Going to cut it in half. So let's see, these are 11, so it should be, I'm gonna fold it. I don't trust my measuring. I'm going to fold it right in half, and I'm going to cut right down the line again. Okay, so just make sure I am on the line. Have two pieces. So this will be on the front. Yeah, I like that. I do like that, but let's see how the back's going to look. So this will be on the back. That doesn't look bad at all. I like it. Good decision. You guys made a good decision. Okay, so first things first. Do I want this whole thing here? Or do I want to maybe just have this? I think just half of that would, well, yeah. I did it before, I just used half of it. And I think it turned out okay, so. Cut in half. And I always first start with some double-sided tape and just take a piece and line it up. Eyeball the middle and line it up right in the middle. Burnish that down. And then I am going to do the same thing on the other side. If I can find out where I broke it off before. Actually, it's probably better like this. Okay, now make sure that you're right side up again, because I almost the last time did it upside down. Let's just reach into this. Burnish this down a little. Okay, wow. Fingers must be very, oops. Fingers are very inked up. And so I just, I'm not even going to put it all the way back on the tape. I'm just going to have it right here. That will be enough to hold it. And then on the other side, do the same thing. Try to flatten that out as much as possible. Okay, that should be enough to tie. Maybe a little, could have gone a little bit further. Okay, so again, I'm upside down, so I'm going to make sure that I'm right side up. This is going to be the front. So I am going to distress my front. I just love the color of those butterflies, along with the prettiness of the sunflowers. So I like this choice. So we are going to lay this down. I hear my baby out there. She's excited about something. Evidently, Dad and Mom aren't here yet. Okay, so we're going to try to line this up side to side and top to bottom. Okay, front is on. Still going the right way. Now I am going to flip it, and we will put the the back on after I distress it. Definitely need a new ink pad. And I would like to get a hold of some of those dome-shaped ones. Okay, ink-a-doodle. Have you ever been crafting and you're going along holding on to something and your hand just goes in the opposite direction and just cramps up in a weird position? I did that today and it was like, oh my goodness, where are you going? I guess it's, I don't know, I call it a sign of old age. I'm getting up there. My hand does what it wants to do. Okay, same thing here. I am going to line up side to side, top to bottom. And burnish. Okay. Back side, we still got these two panels. And front side, and I just want to see if it ties okay. I didn't leave too much for playing with, but it's okay. I would have liked a little more, but I'm fine with it. Okay, so let's do the inside panels, figure out what we want to do with those. Okay, I thought I had another more of a plain piece. At least I hope I did. Yes. Going to see how this one is. But I don't have it. Well, let's see. I have this, but I don't know. I might want a little more on this side. These are bees running around like crazy, but let's see how it would be with, I don't know, do we want like the flowers? This would be about like that on that side. And then on this side, you know, I think that would work okay. You know, I think I'm going to use this one. I don't think that that will give us too much of a problem. I am going to cut it down in half. And then, of course, we have to cut the whites off because I didn't get to it. I was planning on the papers that I already had, but I changed my mind. So we need to get this little tiny white edge off. And tiny it is. Probably have to cut that down more too. So let's get this part done. You notice I just throw my waste, just throw it aside, and then I'll clean up everything afterwards. Just get out of my way for right now. Okay, so what we need to do here is basically, I think, the same thing, only this side, yeah, that'll be fine. So what we want to do is set it where we want it on this side. So about right there, and then hold on to it, open it up, and trace right along. Okay, so the bulk of the flowers will be on this side. So I want to cut below the line again, and I'll probably have to trim again, following the pencil mark, but going below it. Don't know if you can see. I sure can't. Okay. So this is going to go right here, and you know, it doesn't look too bad. Oh, I know. I need to cut the bottom off. I didn't cut the bottom off that one evidently. So I do need to cut a smidgen off the bottom. Okay, so that is going to go right there, and I think that fits just fine. So let's ink. This paper is absolutely beautiful, and my ink pad is starting to fall apart on me. Okay, more glue. Goodness. The glue, she is a-flowing. Just hope I have enough to last me until spring. Okay, not that I can't get tacky glue. I think you can get tacky glue at any time. So let's go line up the top like so. Always make sure you're going in the right direction. Okay, I like that. And then on this side, we are putting our gorgeous sunflower where we want it. Hold it. Move just a little bit. Open it up. Do our line tracing. Someone is sneaking in. And sneaking right back out. Go below the line. Last time my husband did that, he had fallen on the ice. So did I just cut this upside down? I think I did. I did. I absolutely cut this upside down. So, do we have anything else that we can use? I don't want to use the bees, I don't think. Don't want to use that, but maybe we could use this one. Don't you just hate that when that happens? Let me cut this real quick on this side. I'm going to cut it over just a little more so I can save that flower. Cutting off the whites. Like I haven't been preaching all night to make sure it is in the right direction. And what do? Cut it upside down. So, top. Did that one right. Top. Hopefully we can do this one right. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that's going to go like that. So we use it this side. Think we did it. Just gonna cut off just a little smidgen off the end here, off the long side. Ink it up. I will be using that paper definitely for something else, even though I made a boo-boo. I'll still be using it for something. Guarantee, because it is beautiful. Okay. Gluing. Okay. And we will put it down, lining up, and like so. Just double checking the front. Okay, guys, look at this. I absolutely love it. We have our front, and I will be doing something probably with it, but not right now. Like I said, you can dress these up as much as you like. So this is the front. These are the two panels. I love how they turned out. This on the inside. Love it. And we have our 2 pockets to fill. I absolutely love these. So I hope you guys get to make some of these, maybe a little more neutral. I understand. But they are fun to make and they're quick to make. And we have 2 just like that. Of course, we didn't make 2 together, but you know, another thing you can do is when you have these, you can use them, cover them with some paper and use them as pockets on the inside or however you want to decorate. So thank you for joining me, and we will let you go now as I try to pick up some stuff and see what my husband needed, because I know he snuck in. So guys, thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy. Subscribe if you haven't already, and more will come up for you as they are available. And we will hit that bell, and I don't know if I said that, but yeah, hit the bell. And that's what makes videos come up for you as new ones come out. And we will see you probably tomorrow sometime. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.